Welcome to BLPA Big Show. Hockey, sports, life for the adult athlete. Powered by the Beer League Players Association. Follow us at the BLPA.
Just follow.
Keep connected with us. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You dig that?
Follow.
On every social media outlet. And make sure you follow the crew on Twitter. Nick at Nicker Jones. Jason at Beer League Jason. And Brooklyn at BLPA.
Welcome
Brooklyn.
to the greatest hockey show in the world. Good week, everybody. Hey, I don't know if you noticed this, but that was a very subdued intro, and it's because I'm sitting in this fancy hotel lobby in Chicago, and I don't know. I didn't want to really call that much attention to myself.
That's the first.
Yeah, it's there's classy people, and I don't want to get kicked out. There's a lot of the DNC is coming here in like a week or something, and there's a lot of official people walking around this place, and you know what? I don't want to be dragged out of my own country and kicked into Canada and not allowed to come back.
I don't know. Maybe I would do that though. Do you ever play Odds? The game Odds?
No, I don't know what that is.
Actually?
Yeah.
Okay. No. So it's kind of like Truth or Dare, but it's all just dares. But the game of odds is always happening. Like you can't say, oh, I'm not playing odds. So I have a point with this. But So I would say odds you just find someone random in that hotel lobby to redo the intro to the show. And you'd be like, ooh, I really don't want to do that. And you'd choose like a really big number. If you're like, okay, I don't know, that's not so bad. You'd be like, okay, 20. Between 1 and 20, and then I'd count down 3, 2, 1, and we both say a number between the set that you chose. If it's the same, you have to do it. If it's not, you're free to go. So I say, odds you go find someone in the lobby and make them redo that terrible ASMR intro we just sat through.
And basically, I pick the number.
You pick the number of like how frisky are you feeling? Are you willing to take a little risk? Frisky, risky?
I just said I'm not getting kicked out. I don't want to get kicked out of this country.
Well, you're not. You're finding someone else to say it.
Well, no, I know that. But what if I go up to somebody and they take it the wrong way?
And they're like, sir, that's Kamala Harris. You can't talk to her.
Well, I would know who that is. And, it's not going to be Kamala Harris because I did a tour boat, like a little sightseeing tour. Here I did like a speedboat tour and went through the architecture tour.
Oh, we have to get to that. That's separate.
I'm just telling you, they said that politicians only stay at the Sheraton. It's the safest hotel in the city because it has its own helipad on the top. Oh. So she wouldn't be staying where I'm staying.
Not anymore.
So I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't run into. Is it Kamala Harris?
It's like comma, like the punctuation mark.
Kamala. Okay. Well.
Okay. So anyway, you'll find a random person to come and do that intro. Odds.
So I would say 100.
If you were feeling like I really don't want to do that, you would say 100.
Okay. And I really don't want to do that right now.
Okay. So you can choose 100. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and we both say a number. Okay. If it's the same number, you have to do it. If it's not, you're off the hook. Okay.
Okay. Hey, just out of curiosity, what's your favorite number?
48. It's actually 22.
Okay. Hey, that's the number that's important to me too.
No way.
Because I was born on 2/22/82, so I like the number 2s.
Oh my gosh. And I'm all the 1s and 2s and 9s with my birthday, so I'm kind of a witch in that way too. This is destiny.
1s and 2s and 9s?
Everything about the day I was born, my weight, my length, the time of day is all a 1, a 2, or a 9. This is messed.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, we're getting to you going to the lobby between 1 and 100.
Okay.
I'm going to count down. I'll say 3, 2, 1, and then we both say a number at the same time. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, 69.
56.
Dang.
Ooh.
Dang, I was going for the obvious one.
Yeah, I knew you were. That's why I asked your favorite number. And
all right.
The fact that you didn't say 69 means you're a liar. But anyway.
Favorite number is different than favorite.
Anyway. Listen, I'm not editing stuff. I told you. I edited last week.
That's a joke.
I edited last week. I'm not editing this week. I don't edit normally. So
I toe the line.
Sometimes you gotta cross it too, So I am sitting in Chicago for the Chicago Draft Experience this weekend, and I'm super This is probably one of Cooper's favorite cities. ever.
Probably so.
He loves Chicago. He loves the Navy Pier. He loves the Children's Museum. He loves the speedboat rides. He likes this hotel, but he was really a big fan of the DoubleTree when we stayed there because he got his own room and it had a big, like a 70-inch TV that was right by the bed, so he loved that. So he's not as happy this year as he was a couple years ago, but also got COVID at that hotel, so he's like, it's a good trade-off, Dad. So
okay, fair enough. Well, as you now know, but the other people don't know, Chicago is like my homeland. One of them. I lived there. I went to school there. I lived there after for multiple years. So I already told you, I expressed my disappointment that your Chicago dog was from the Navy Pier, and that is like the worst thing you could have done.
I was just there, and I was like, oh, there's a dog place, because last year I was just like, oh, I'll just get this Potbelly sandwich place, which is good. I'm not
no,
that's
shit
all
on Potbelly.
I do love Potbelly sandwiches, but I was just walking around. I was like, oh, okay, well, let's try the Chicago dog, and I rated it accordingly, a 2.5 out of 10. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But I also got shit on because I don't eat the Chicago dog with all the Chicago dog toppings, because I am against tomatoes. Against them.
Okay.
That's actually the forbidden fruit in the Bible. I don't know if you know that.
Okay.
I made that up myself. But
you had me fooled.
Yeah. I also don't like the peppers. I don't like peppers in general, so I just get it without the tomato peppers. Yeah. So I mean, I enjoy a Chicago dog without
onions
those.
And a hot dog.
Onion salt, hot dog, pickle, or celery salt. I'm sorry, celery salt and relish, yeah, and mustard. So that's Chicago
no
dog.
ketchup, because that's against the law.
That's what everyone keeps saying, but it's like when I went to Buffalo and they told me I couldn't do ranch. Listen, I'm gonna eat what I like.
Yeah.
Fuck you. If you're Chicagoan and you're like, oh, you can't eat ketchup, fuck you. I like ketchup.
Yeah. Now you're about to get expat back to Canada. Okay, the real question, the other deciding one: nuts on Clark or Garrett's popcorn?
Garrett's popcorn.
Thank you. We can continue this podcast now.
I do like nuts on Clark, but I'm a huge fan of Garrett's popcorn, the cheese, and then also the mix, the Chicago medley or whatever they call it. So
pinnacle. Yeah. Plus, when you walk by and they're like pumping the air out of that popcorn smell down the street, literally it's like a vent outside the building. It's like blowing popcorn smell. So then you're like wafting like Pepe Le Pew, like in the cartoon, and like following this vent the whole way.
It's almost like going to like whatever the ice cream stores, like Cold Stone Creamery, and they have those waffle cone styles. So like, fuck, I gotta get one.
Yeah.
It's not Prager's Jillian is probably gonna freak out here in a few minutes. We can keep talking about this stuff.
Like,
hey, I do have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Since we're talking about Chicago, I got to do a bench burger in Chicago, and so obviously outside Chicago dog, what cheeseburgers?
Okay. Have you been to Au Cheval yet?
Yes, I've been there before. I'm not waiting 3 hours to get a burger, but maybe they'll let me take it to go.
But here's the trick that you do. You have to go in on a weekday, during like the lunchtime. Like
it's gonna be Saturday. I'm gonna have to take it to go and do it because I gotta eat it on a bit. I gotta eat it on a bench, when I'm playing hockey.
There's a small Cheval too. Au Cheval and small Cheval. You can get that.
I thought it was all Cheval.
Well, it's a sister restaurant. It's small Cheval.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can get one to go. I'm gonna see if I can do it. But I'm also. What if I said this to you? Cheeseburger, no Coke, Pepsi. Would you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, what kind of Chicago person are you?
I wasn't.
Cheeseburger. No fries, chips, no Coke, Pepsi. It was a famous Saturday Night Live skit about the Billy Goat Tavern, and it's very close to the rink. So
that says more about me not watching SNL than me not knowing Chicago, I would say. Me having better taste in TV.
I mean, it was like James Belushi, like ultimate Chicago guy. Like he was the one that did it. So he made it, and that's what, if you go on like on the Billy Goat Tavern thing, they talk about the skit. So I have to get one of those, and I have to go on the bench burger, say cheeseburger. No Coke, Pepsi.
Okay. And you're doing the deep dish pizza too? You should do that instead of a burger.
I hate deep dish pizza. 100%. Giordano's
with that
Giordano's is trash. I'm sorry. That's just, it is. Like Giordano's is trash pizza. Not only because I don't like deep dish pizza, it just doesn't taste good. Okay, I mean,
Crust could use
I'm
some
sorry.
salt.
Well, but a crust can get thrown right in the trash. To be honest with you, but hey, listen, I'm not here to shit on people's pizza. I don't even think New York. I don't even think New York pizza is the best pizza in the world. But
I mean, we know that I love Domino's, so I'm not one to talk. But I'm just gonna pretend like that didn't hurt my feelings. I guess.
Well, you're not crying, so but those hormones might.
You got to save those tears for your pillow.
Exactly. But anyway, before we get too far off tangents here, tell the people where they can find us.
Oh yeah, well, besides right here where you're listening, because you found us. Congrats, good job.
Surprise.
Yeah. So every social media we are at the BLPA. Sometimes I say the, so the BLPA. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Shout out to the guy who hates when I say that. X, formerly known as Twitter, OnlyFans, if you're lucky, Patreon, Twitch, and Nikki Kamish's favorite, Pinterest.
Oh yeah, let's go. Maybe we'll get on WeChat one day. Is anyone from China here can invite us to WeChat? We can get a little WeChat action going.
Oh,
that'd be nice.
Did I even say? Oh yeah, Twitch is on there too. We should have done that.
I'm gonna have to go to China here. No, I don't know soon. They have like this big like they have like China. Yeah, listen, DNC is here. Don't do it.
No, it's called being bipartisan because I already talked about Kamala, and now you have to say one thing about Trump, so then you have to go both ways.
Okay, you go both ways. That's good to know. And so, I think I'm gonna have to go to China just with merchandise stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want to get merchandise wise, and Alibaba is just not cutting it anymore. So I've been doing some research, and there's a huge fair called the Canton Fair. They do it two times a year, and it's like 47 football fields worth of manufacturers. And so I'm gonna go there and fuck some shit up in China. I'm gonna need WeChat.
They already heard you coming.
Wow. I wonder if like Chinese food in China is like Chinese food in America. I would venture to say probably not.
Would you think that it's better in China or worse?
I would think it's better in here.
Is that just because it's what you know?
I mean, I think that, and I think also Americans, USA in general, and maybe even Canada, most part bastardize a lot of things and make it their own. Like pizza. Like I love pizza. I'm a huge pizza guy. But the pizza here is way better than pizza in Italy. I'm not a big fan of Italian pizza. Same with burritos. Like there's a way big difference between Tex-Mex and real Mexican food, right? So
yeah,
I think we bastardize things, which is fine. I'm not shitting on
make it our own.
For bastardizing. I like making things my own too. So I just wonder if I'm not gonna go get General's chicken or ginger beef. Yeah. I'm not gonna be able to get ginger beef in China. You know why? Because ginger beef was invented in Calgary, oddly enough.
What?
So, yeah.
Why do you know so many fun food facts?
I like to eat food, man.
That's the Triple F with Nikki Kamish, the Fun Food Fact Hour. Okay, so odds you go to China and ask where the nearest Panda Express is.
Do I have to do it in Chinese?
Yeah.
I would do that. So,
okay, next tournament's going to be in China.
10.
Okay. 10. Wait, are you saying 10 because you have something to say about Puck 10?
If you're digging the show, support us through patreon.com/BLPA.
The most greatest.
Oh, I do have some good news about Puck 10. Yeah, Puck 10 just got a designation for a 501c3 charity. Woo! Which means that we'll be able to start doing some badass stuff. And when people donate, when we find sponsors, they'll be able to get tax write-offs. And there's probably other stuff that goes along with it. But this is basically what you need to be an official charity. So we can actually say that we are a charity and we're raising money for a certain cause instead of like some other places that are just like, oh, we're doing this event for a charity and a portion of the proceeds go. And, which whatever, it doesn't bother me. Like, I think people need to get paid for their work no matter what they do. And I'm not saying that 501c3 charities don't pay people that work for them, because there's plenty of charities that do. I just ran across a lot of, especially in our line of business, like tournaments that are, we're charity tournaments, but really they're not a charity. They're just donating some money to the charity and then collect, which it is what it is, right? But that's just a nickism with stuff that bothers me. But yeah.
I got a lot of things that bother you.
I got a lot of rants to go on
I
today.
feel like you've been a little complainy, but I think you should let it. I think you should get it off your chest. It looks heavy. You're carrying a big load.
One, I'm just stressed, and when I get stressed, I start finding other things to nitpick. So what's my what is it, mental health here? Like I'll probably have 4 because I'm just stressed to the max right now. Like we're in this stretch of like tournaments and like I don't want to feel like I'm complaining. I just like tournaments aren't filling up like they usually do, and that's a stressor, right? Because this is how I make a living and provide for my family, and so that's a little thing, and then just there's other things kind of going on within the business that are making it hard, and not necessarily bad things, just things that kind of I don't want to say big risk, big reward, but stuff that where you have to put something at risk or you can't advance, and putting that at risk leaves you open to other things on the other end, and that's just a part of business if you want to grow and do cool things. And so like I'm very risk adverse to things, but I'm also one of those guys that is a big vision guy, and it's like, well, I want to do this, but to do it I have to go down that risk. So the insides of my body are fighting each other right now.
Which side is winning right now?
The part that says just easy come, easy go for broke, and big things will happen. That's the part. That part does always win, but that doesn't mean the other part isn't inside of me battling and saying don't, which leads me. Yeah. So it's like a lot of sleep, and it's also hard. Like I'm here with my family, and I also have a lot of work to do, and so I try to worry about the stuff when I'm not with them. It doesn't work, but so like I sleep bad because like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll start thinking about it. My brain won't go off, and so that's been pretty tough. But mental health wise, for me right now, not horrible, but I'm not in a great spot right now. But nice to be able to lay that out for people. I think.
I feel like 4 is pretty bad, but not like dire. But that's a tough spot. 4 is a stressful space.
It's a very stressful time, and it's not good or bad. I mean, life is full of stress and things that you have to deal with as an adult. But I guess, like I said, I want people to be able to talk about their mental health and the stuff that stresses them out. It feels good to just kind of lay it out and be like, this is what's bothering me. So if anyone tries to like approach me and I'm accidentally short with them, which I don't ever mean to be, I got a lot of things on the dome right now. I mean, USA almost lost to Serbia today in basketball. I mean, What is our little Serbia competitors? Because that was for volleyball too, women's volleyball. Yeah. That was a tough one. So I think they play France for the gold medal, and I think that people were basically saying either Serbia or USA would win the gold. They just had to get past each other. So, but nonetheless, how was your mental health?
Nonetheless, well, I also do you know the maybe story? Have you heard that? The Chinese farmer story about maybe.
No.
And how it's like, I'm not gonna say the whole thing because it just goes on too long, but it's this whole thing about how nothing's really good or bad. It just is, or something bad happens. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It's where, there's a Chinese farmer and his horse ran away, and then all the neighbors came back and they're like, oh my God, we're so sorry that your horse ran away. That is so unfortunate. And he's like, maybe. And then the next day, the horse comes back and he has 7 more horses with him. He's like, let's go, guys. And he comes back, and then the neighbors are like, oh my gosh, isn't that amazing? Now you have 8 horses. And the farmer's like, maybe. And it just goes back and forth of like what you think is so bad, and then it turns really good. And then you think it's good and it turns bad. And it's like, maybe. So when everyone says like, oh, it's going to be okay, I just say, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely let the dice fly, or because
fall as they may.
Yeah, ale jacta est, and I think it's already like it's gonna work out how it's gonna work out, and so it's hard to say this when I just talk about how stressed I am, but talk about like I try to not worry about things I can't control, because worrying about things I can't control. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, a lot of it is like, I mean, look at like what I'm going through. Like just yesterday, like we're trying to find some players for Chicago, and someone goes online and we're looking for players, and someone just rips me to shreds, or the company to shreds. And it's like, it's nothing that I can control what they say. Like I reach out to them and say, hey, I don't understand why you have that opinion. Like every interaction you and I've had has been positive. I don't understand this. Can you explain to me? And they just ignore it. So I don't know what they've heard or what they've gone through. And that kind of sucks. And so for me, it's like, I worry about that stuff, but I also know like, hey, I did everything I could to try to find out what the situation was and rectify it. And they weren't willing to take part in that. So why let that bother me? Because it's going to happen no matter what, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And everyone's battling their own battles that you don't know about. Da, 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 da.
And everyone loves drama anyway. I don't know if you know this. Like our beer league dramas have just been like that's all people talk about. And like I'll be at like we were at Oklahoma City. People like, oh my god, that beer league drama, that Billy Funday guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, is that real? And I'm like, hey, listen, the truth is stranger than fiction. Like it was sent to me. Yes. I don't know if it's real, but if it isn't real, someone did an excellent bit of writing to do that. And so whatever.
Promote that. I know my mom called me to talk about it too. And then she's like, well, I don't have a beer league drama, but I have a workplace drama. Can you help me with that? So
perfect.
I'm like,
let's
where
put it
to
on
expand?
I mean, beer league, beer leaguers have jobs too, right? So
yeah, that's the number one unspoken rule. We all got to go to work tomorrow. That's what we learned. So let's
beer league drama. So I guess when we left, we were talking about my rants. I do have a couple rants that just I don't know which one to start with. Which one should I start with? I have two.
I think you should start with. Wait, hold on. I have to remember. Oh, do the less funny one first. The more menial one save second.
Okay, so the first one you want to talk about tipping and how I'm so pissed off.
Wait, I thought that was
tipping.
the menial one.
You said so do the other one first. Okay.
Yeah.
Turn it up. Be a beauty. Subscribe, ring, and review. Let's get it.
So I'm scrolling through Facebook the other day, and I come across someone that posted a picture, and it was a championship photo. Which, hey, congratulations for winning a championship! I'm happy for you. But then the comment was the 10th one of these. It never feels less good, or something to that effect. And I was just like, 10 beer league. Like I have literally. You know how much beer league hockey I play? I've never won a league championship in beer league. I've won tournaments, obviously, but never won an actual league championship. And I'm like, 10 fucking championships? What the fuck? And so then I go and ask some friends that play hockey in there, and basically they're like, they stay in the same division. They just win it all the time. And listen, this could be bad intel that I'm getting from my friends, but I don't usually get bad intel, all right? And so then that just pissed me off. Like, these motherfuckers. And listen, I don't even play where they play, so I don't know why it's pissing me off, but just everything is like kind of building. So I was just like, fuck these guys for 10 championships.
Yeah.
We need to, just like we try to normalize having seltzers instead of beers for beer league. By the way, that's what we do. I want to normalize when you win a division, you should move up automatically. I don't give
I'm surprised there isn't that rule.
I don't give a shit if it's you beat a team by one or you snuck into the playoffs. If you won, you move up, you challenge yourself. And guess what? If you get blown out, if you take last place, you move down. And you know what? If you end up being in the middle of the pack in the upper division, well, then guess what? You're in the right division. And you know why I think that? Because what a lot of beer leaguers fail to understand about sports and hockey, maybe they don't fail to understand, they just want to casually ignore the fact that in every division, there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser and there's everyone in the middle. So if you're in the middle of the division, you're in the right division. You're in the right division because you're in the mid-level. You could win, you could lose, but there's 10 championships, and maybe they play three seasons a year. I don't know, but it's just and then I was like, and who the fuck would brag about that? Oh, here's my chip.
I would.
I don't know. And listen, I know the people that posted it. Obviously, I'm friends with them on Facebook, so that's why it showed up on feed. So I'm not taking shots at you. That's not. But I do feel that you, as this is Nick, a friendly chat from Nick.
Mm-hmm.
You, as an adult and a human being, should challenge yourself. It's not just for kids. Challenging yourself. You should challenge yourself as an adult. And if you're cleaning up 10 championships, basically means you're cleaning up. Just jump up one. See what happens. And to the league that's letting it happen, oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a league problem more than anything. That is like rules for tournaments around here for volleyball, where if you win first place twice, you automatically have to play the next higher division.
Well, I started something in our Austin tournament, and I just took all the teams that won last year and I moved them up. And even the one that won, like the one from the top, they were in the championship game. They played each other 2-1 both games. So I moved both of them. And guess what? One of them was in the championship in the division above, and one of them was just outside the championship. And so and then if they lost, like if they got blown out in the division, I moved them down. So last place in the division, moved down. I just think that we should normalize that. And I know that there's some leagues that can't. I get it. There's some leagues that we only play on certain nights. Okay, I'm not talking about that. If it's like, oh, well, I can't play on Sunday nights, and if my team moved up, I'd have to play on Sunday nights. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're playing in the same league, like in Oklahoma City, we had division 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we only play on Sunday nights. Okay. Same way if you're in the top division. Obviously, you can't move up. You're in the top division. So obviously, I'm not talking to you. So don't message me and be like, "Oh, fuck you, Nick. I can't move up." Okay, cool.
Or
you can't move up. You can't move up. Or do. Or you just find somewhere else with better hockey.
Yeah.
That's random.
Yeah. Do you feel a little bit better?
Show them. I feel better. Oh, they're opening up. Look, they're opening up my little lobby space here. Oh my gosh. And then let's put together. Wait. Whoa.
Oh yeah. Look at you and all your friends hanging out.
How fancy.
There's no one there.
Kamala? No, not there.
Is that you?
She's not there.
Woke.
Okay,
we have to stay woke. Did you see that?
So, no, I did not see that. But here's the deal. I also, because I don't like politics. I don't like politics.
Agree.
For the reason I'm not going to, maybe this is my third round. I don't know. I just don't feel like politicians care about the people. I don't feel like anything, I don't feel like anything has to do with us. I feel like it's just them wanting to beat each other, and that's about it, and everything for the rich. And that's been the story of the history of the world. So
yeah, but I don't like any politics. I don't even like office politics, sports politics. I don't like any of those little things either.
Okay. I mean, I like that kind because it leads to drama. Listen, I love drama when it has nothing.
Okay, I'll eat it up if it's someone else's story, but I don't want to be a part of it.
Exactly. But for me, it's always like I look at all the candidates and I'm like, there's no good candidates because if anyone runs, everyone from the other side just trashes the shit out of them. So who would want to do that? Who would even want to put themselves in that position? So I just kind of like, it's. And then another thing I hate is like, here's a bill, here's something that I care about, and I want to vote for it. Mm-hmm. But they throw something in there to where if I vote for it, I'm also voting against, saying I like to kick babies, which I do not like to kick babies.
Just 5-year-olds.
Oh, hold on. I lost a bud.
You've lost a body.
On. Keep talking about something.
You just like to fight 5-year-olds.
I do like to fight 5-year-olds. Can you hear me while I'm talking?
Yeah, sure can.
Here? Oh my God, I cannot. How do you lose one earbud on the ground? It's so dark, I can't find it.
I wish we had a live. Can you actually tilt your camera down so we can watch you crawling around down there?
Found it.
It's a good angle.
Found it. Here I am.
Good.
Here's the problem with these AirPods. I have little ear holes.
Don't they have different size little things to stick on there?
I don't have them, obviously. I usually use my bows over the ear. But anyway,
yeah.
My second rant is about tipping, and here's why I believe. How do I say this without pissing off service industry people? I believe you should.
I think you should
get paid a fair wage. I think you should get paid a fair wage. And if you're mad because you don't get tips, you can go find another job. And I'm not saying it's bad.
Okay.
I think serving people is a noble job. But I think depending on tips and expecting tips sucks. Right? And but now every place that you go to wants you to tip them.
They're going to spin that iPad around. They're going to look you in the eye.
It pisses me off. And it also hurts the people that are like waitresses because it pisses me off against even tipping them because I'm so pissed off. Mm-hmm. And listen, what really pissed me off is I was looking through and I was looking at people's GoFundMes. And there are a lot of ridiculous GoFundMes, but this one was actually a legitimate one. And I went to donate and it was I couldn't even turn off the tip for GoFundMe. It was making me do a 22% tip or something like that. And I was like, fuck it. I'm not even going to donate because of this. And it pissed me off so much. I'm like, who the fuck? Yeah, I was like, who the fuck why would I tip GoFundMe? I'm not. I want that money to go to
doing fine.
Yeah, I mean, they're taking a percentage of I think, or maybe that, I don't know. Then I started thinking about all the places that require me to tip. It's like I go into fucking McDonald's and I order a quarter pounder of cheese. And like, would you like to tip? I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I'm literally standing here ordering, and all you did was turn around and give me a burger. Like, what is that worth?
Yes, I don't even care what you did behind that car. The worst one for me is I went to a froyo place. So you serve your own froyo, and then you put all your own toppings, you put on the scale, and then they tip. And I'm like, shouldn't you be tipping me? I just did your whole job. Exactly. I did it all.
And that also leads into like companies that want me to round up to the nearest dollar so they can donate
never do
charity.
That. Scam.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a scam. I'm sure they give it, but
it's just so they can have a tax write-off.
Yeah.
Make it. Do your own donation on the side. You don't need to give them 16 cents.
And so, it's a Tupac 10 project. And so I just got to thinking, like, how should we tip? Like, what should be the tips? Like, when you go to a restaurant, Jillian, or maybe you make your husband do all this stuff, how much do you tip?
Well, if I'm getting served, if there's a good server, they get a tip.
How much?
Oh, I'm a 20% and more person. I'm the person you want at the restaurant.
Listen, I will tip, but here's my problem. It's like, I like Charleston's. That's a restaurant that I thoroughly enjoy. And usually they're pretty good about giving you like refills, but sometimes you go and you don't get a refill at all, and I'm thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come and it's a meal with like 6 people and it's $120 or whatever, and I'm like, so I'm going to give these people $30, and they didn't even do it. Like, they literally just brought my food out, and so I struggle with it. And like I said, I get it. You're in a service and you're probably getting paid $2.15 an hour.
Well, they're getting more than that now.
Well, you need the tip to survive. I didn't choose for you to go into that job. It's just the same with goalies and not wanting to pay because their equipment's so expensive.
We need to start tipping goalies.
I did not choose for you to go play goalie. You knew the equipment was that expensive when you went in, right? As a server, you knew what you were going to get paid, and if you want a tip, provide exceptional service, and I will tip exceptionally.
Yeah.
Well.
So if they give exceptional service, of course you're going to tip. I just can't do it. It's when everyone's asking these days. It's just like they're seeing what they can get away with. I really think that's what it is.
And here's it's just like I always thought when I was flying on airlines, and they'd give you like free Wi-Fi, or they'd give you free, and then you want to have that Wi-Fi or those movies, and then all of a sudden they're going to hit you with a $15 to connect. You're like, well, I'm just so used to it, I might as well pay it, and hey, first shit's free. I mean, that's drug sales 101. Not that
so that being said, my Venmo is Jillian Coconut. Please feel free to tip me for my services today.
Speaking of which, I've made this rant on the BLPA, and I ended it with, and if you'd like to tip me, you can Venmo the BLPA just as a jest. And people actually tipped me, and one guy told
How many people tipped you?
I think there was like 12 or 13
Dang!
$5, and I was like,
oh
my god! And one guy was like, "You're hilarious," and then now we're going to interview him. It's Adam Gold that we're reaching out, and he actually created the rule for the Professional Women's League about which I'm a huge proponent of because it would have fucked the Oilers a long time ago. Is that they take a portion, like how many points you get after you're eliminated from the playoffs to decide the draft order. So it's not just the worst teams gets the best odds. It's if you actually compete through the whole season, even after you're out of the playoffs, you have a better odds of getting that number 1 overall pick. So I'm a huge proponent of that. I know that you two have been conversing about when he can get on. So hopefully here pretty soon.
Yeah, he's totally game. He said he'll do it anytime to talk about some hockey. So we're working on it. He's going to be on here soon.
Awesome. And so just to finish up the tipping thing, I saw some rules in the BLPA group about it, and I think I'm going to adopt it. Is if I have to stand up to order, I'm not tipping.
Yes, I love that one. I saw that comment too. The people we always go to the people. They're smart.
But here's the deal, and I just realized this. On BLPA, like when you order stuff off our store, we have some app on there that helps with like shopping cart recovery or whatever. Like if you put in your cart and leave, they also, I guess, ask if do you want to tip BLPA?
What?
And I'm like, how do I turn it off? How do I turn it off? And so like I don't even realize. I went back through, and there have been people that have tipped through that. And I just want you to know, I appreciate the tip. I appreciate that you would be willing to do that. But I didn't even know that was a setting on there to tip, and I feel bad. I'm trying to turn it off. But
Now
if you do want to tip me,
it'd be ironic.
Yeah. Now, if you want to tip me, just Venmo is the best way to do that.
Yeah, just the tip. That's what we'll call this bit.
Just the tip. All right. What's next?
Well, I wanted to keep talking about money and keep talking about GoFundMe.
I love money
because I know that there's something that you've brought up to me, and you were so bold to share, and I suggested a GoFundMe race. So you wanted to start a GoFundMe for what now?
Well, okay. First off, I did not want to start a GoFundMe. I was just when I was looking through GoFundMe, I was like, there's so much ridiculous GoFundMe stuff.
So it's all a joke. This is not hating on people who actually need it.
I'm going bald, as you can see. I'm going bald here.
You still have fuzz.
Yeah, I know, but I would like a big bushy hair. Like it's as you get old, hair just decides to stop growing here where you want it to grow, and it grows everywhere else. Yeah. And I would like to
Tannis wax your back?
No, to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm sharing too much. I haven't done it in a while, but I got laser hair treatment on my back. It hurts. Yeah. I've had it waxed before. It fucking hurts.
Pain, baby.
Then I started shaving it, but then it was itchy and like fuzzy, and so I was like, the lady was like, "Hey, we can just do like the laser," and I did, and it hurts, and it's painful. Yeah. But it was great. Like, I haven't done it, so I'm starting to get some fuzz. So I haven't done it in like 6 months, and it's starting to go back. But I do like that. But I wouldn't let her. She's like, "Oh, let me do your chest. I'll show you one on your chest." And I did it once. I'm like, "Nah, that hurts too bad." No,
could they take your chest and back hair and put it on your head?
Well, that's what I mean. That's the thing is like when I go in the shower after my wife, she's got like just hair on the shower wall,
and you're like, how the yeah. And I'm like, you like put it on your head.
I'm like, how the hell do you have this much hair? Here I am struggling, and yours is just really following out. You're just like, ugh. And so I just said, well, listen, if everyone's going to do this weird ass GoFundMes, but I just start one to see if I can get a hair transplant. I get like $10,000 and go over to Turkey and just do it up. And then I'll grow like these big, long, luscious locks. And hopefully it'd be like Yarmer Yager, and it would like flow out underneath my helmet. And if you want to see that, GoFundMe. I mean, I
live stream it.
I'll live stream everything. I'll let people see, because what they do is they like take all the like the healthy ones right here, and then they insert them back into your head. And apparently Turkey is the place. Yeah, Turkey is the place to do it.
Who would have thunk?
I don't know. I think they have like these packages where they put you up in like 5-star hotels. You get a flight, they get you over there, and they put in like, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. But here's the problem: is like it's not guaranteed, and it is painful, and I'm risk adverse. I'll take some pain to get what I want, but it's hard for me to take pain when I don't know if I'm going to achieve the results that I want. It's like, I don't like gambling, but if I was guaranteed to win, I would do it all the time.
What % sureness do you need to do the procedure?
Well, that's why if it wasn't my money, I would just do it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
so if I had
to, if I had to come out with my own 10,000, it's not, and okay, 10,000 a lot of money, but I would also be like, $10,000, but there's only a 60% chance I have long, luscious, flowing locks. Then you're starting to think like,
what if it was 100% chance, but you're 10,000?
I would do that.
100% chance you do 10 grand. Okay. What if it's 60% with other people's money, you're still in?
I'm still in, right? Well, because other people's money, I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
other people's money, I've got nothing to lose at that.
True.
I mean, you get the pain. I mean, if you start getting the single digits, and I got to do pain, and I'm blowing other people's money. I don't know if you know this, Jillian. I love blowing other people's money. I love.
Yeah, you love blowing a lot of things.
I don't know. Whoa.
Pause.
I don't know if you heard any of the gambling stunts that I pulled off, but one year we did a Vegas tournament, and I asked everyone. I said, "Here's the deal. There's $100 spin slot machine. I'm going to collect $100 from each person, and then we'll collect all that. I'll take it to that slot machine.
Yeah.
So I did it. I collected $1,600, and 100 of it was mine. I had skin in the game.
Yeah.
And I pulled that lever 16 times on live stream. Didn't win one time.
So you're not
I said,
a good wheel picker.
No, I said, okay. So here's the next one. I'm gonna take $100. We'll collect it, and then we're gonna go to the roulette wheel, and we're gonna choose to put it on red or black. We'll choose as a group. Okay. And then if it wins, we'll take that half, put it in the pocket, we'll play with house money, and we'll let it ride 4 times, 3 or 4 times, right?
Yeah.
We did that, and I wanted to do red. A lot of people want to do red, but then JP, who was an African-American male, said, put it on black. I'm black. And we did.
I can't disagree with that.
And so we lost $2,200 on that time. So I'm okay with losing other people's money for fun and content. And so, if people want to blow $10,000 and they want to see me in pain and they want to see me have some maybe luscious flowing locks of hair, then I'll go fund me off you or whatever. What was your?
I can start one for you. Well, see, I think mine would have to be something far less expensive. Something that I would like to have, because this ability of mine is fading by the day, and it is the ability to bend over or see any part of my lower body. I have like this increasingly large basketball-sized bump in front of my body.
So you want to get a GoFundMe to?
I need a GoFundMe. I just want a pedicure. The dogs are barking, baby. It is not looking good. I called to Rob from the shower, and I was like, I think I want to start selling feet pictures. And he's like, no, that feels weird. And I was like, for who? We don't kink shame.
Listen.
But if I could just go and get a pedicure, and I can say deluxe scrub, because you walk in, you never know how much you're going to pay for one of those things. They ask me questions, and they're like, say the thing, and I'm like, they could have been asking my birthday. They could have. I'm just like, yes, just do it all. So
I want $150.
Deluxe. Yeah.
Yeah, but you would win that. You would get to $150 way before I got to 10,000.
Well, then maybe we just.
How about if I get to 10,000?
Give me a baby moon then.
If I get to 10,000, I'll pay out of my pocket for your $150.
No, I know what I want. I changed it. This is perfect. Have you heard of Bark Air?
No.
This is an airplane
where you fly with dogs.
You get to take your dog with you, because if you didn't know, people ruined the whole emotional support animal thing. So now I can't take my actual emotional support yellow lab cutie head named Posey. I can't take her anywhere. So it costs one way on this plane. They give you meals, which is really nice. They give your dog water and treats, and they get to fly with you on this plane. So you're chartering like this littler plane, less people on it. So it's $6,000 one way. That's what I need. And
so
that's like equivalent.
So you need $12,000.
I guess I have to get back. I can do 10. You know what? I'll foot the extra $2,000.
Oh boy. Where do you fly to?
Minnesota. We have like 2.5 weeks to get this. I'm going home for the fair. Can we live stream me from the fair?
We can live stream. Yeah, live stream, because don't they have that really good place that sells like all those chocolate chip cookies?
Oh, Sweet Martha's. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Cheese curds. Oh, Lord. Don't get me going.
I'm not good. I mean, cheese curds I have with poutine, so it's not.
Way different. Deep fried cheese curds. Come on, baby. Don't talk to me like that.
I don't like cheese curds. Like, I went to Wisconsin, had cheese curds, and it was like rubbery and gross. But
no, you didn't have the deep fried kind.
I got them from the gas station.
Yeah. There's so many things wrong with what you're saying. I can't even get into it. So I need Bark Air. You need Bark Hair. Okay, so we got to start up those GoFundMes. Whoever wins.
Okay. So just so you guys know, the word of the week this week is going to be hair. And listen, you guys, I'm giving away stuff to get you guys to listen. I only got like 5 or 7 people doing this contest every week. We got way more people downloading and listening. So get on this thing. Like, you don't want to come play hockey in Philadelphia for free, and you get to stay at a hotel for free. I mean, come on. Yeah. Bark Hair.
Bark hair. Okay, we have two more important things because one is when we talked to the people on Facebook and we got good responses because we asked a question last week about getting kicked out of games, and we still have a beer league audio that we have to get to. I need to hear
drama.
This. Or what do I say? Audio. Beer league drama is what I meant. Okay, so we asked the people of Facebook, our Facebook group, the dumbest reason you or someone you've seen for getting kicked out of a game. Okay. You remember that?
I do remember. What are some of them that they had?
All right. I keep going like, I want to save that one for last, but then they're all funny. Okay. I was kicked out after a tournament after a disagreement with the ref. I wasn't playing. I was a scorekeeper. I want to know what the disagreement was. Okay. I saw two brothers get into a fight on our bench, and they were both on the same team. I liked this one. I want to be friends with this girl. Playing music from a little speaker in my sports bra.
Oh, boy.
What song was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I chirped a known hothead while I was on the bench once. He went after me from the ice. He got a rough. I got a misconduct. While in the penalty box, there just so happened to be a road cone inside. So after calling him a pylon multiple times, I threw the cone on my head, which the ref found funny, but he booted me anyway.
I actually go back to the one about the two brothers that got in a fight on the bench.
Yeah.
So my very first ever Canadian hat trick was actually not official because the game got canceled because the other team got kicked out of the game for fighting each other. They started fist fighting each other, and the refs were like, "Game's over. You guys forfeit." And so my stats didn't even count as my first official Canadian hat trick.
No, it counts in our hearts.
I'm not a good hockey player. I don't score many hat tricks or many goals at all. So this was like a big thing for me. And to have it thrown and ripped out of my hands.
It still happened.
Well, yeah, but it didn't count. It's not on the book. Like they just went down as a 1-0 win. Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm sorry for your loss.
Bastards. That's okay. Thoughts and prayers.
And just give him a tip. Give him a tip on his GoFundMe.
The BLPA. Or GoFundMe, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to create that still. Okay. The other one was potentially racially offensive, so it was funny. But I don't want to read it because I don't want to
I don't want
trouble during election season.
Yes.
I'm running for office.
Let's not get canceled.
Yeah.
Gerhard Schwartz 2028. So
please, loud no. Nobody needs that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I want to hear our drama story too.
Okay.
Wait, you know what we didn't talk about?
What?
Drugs.
What's up, brother?
Special players.
The drugs. Yeah, the drugs.
Drugs in the breezers.
Yeah. So, I'm sure everyone's seen it. So many people have liked and commented on this thing. So, and I have to be careful because I think the rink is now investigating it.
Oh, seriously? It was like that big of a thing?
Yeah, it was. So
wait, is it illegal?
I would imagine everything in Oklahoma is illegal, I think.
Oh, it's Oklahoma. Okay, that makes sense.
Except for shooting guns off randomly and yeah. But hey, it's not math. It's not math. I mean,
yeah, it could have been worse.
So the ref comes to me and like I'm just walking. There's like this bleachers and the glass. And the ref comes over. He tosses baggie over to me, and I'm like, "What's this?" And everyone's probably seen the picture of me holding it up, saying, "Hey, watch this." I knew what it was. I've never partaken. I don't partake. I've never done mushrooms. All right, and that's what this was. Magic mushrooms. A little fun. It never hurt no one, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what they were. And it just was like, I've seen hockey players smoke weed and play. I've seen them be drunk and play. I've seen them do cocaine and play. But I've never seen the mushrooms and play. And I found out who they were. And listen,
would you have known without anyone telling you by looking?
Well, not by looking, but I went and I was over on the bench, and like this guy, he was singing songs that nobody else ever heard of. You know, he was on a different planet, and then he started in on like, I'm not high, I don't feel drunk, and I don't feel high. I just feel damn good. And I was like, all right, bud, let's go. And he's like, but you know what would make me feel better? And I was like, what? And he's like, a tomato. He's like, man,
Forbidden
a
fruit.
tomato would just, oh man, and just on and on about these fucking tomatoes.
Well, did you
And
get
I'm
him
like,
one, or were you rude?
I was like, but like we're in the middle of a hockey game. Where are you gonna get tomatoes? Oh, I got tomatoes. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, no, you don't. He's like, yeah, I got tomatoes in my car. This is my high man's voice, by the way.
Yeah.
I got tomatoes. I got tomatoes in my car. And I'm like, what? You got tomatoes? All right.
Yeah.
And he goes, no. It would just be so awesome to have a tomato right now. And I'm like, okay, get one after the game. But sure enough, he had tomatoes in his car. And the next time I saw him after the game, like full size ripe tomatoes, and
he eats them like an apple. I was going to ask how he ate it.
Yeah, he ate it just like an apple. And so this guy, he was on a different planet. But you know what? He felt good.
Yeah.
I didn't notice any like detrimental play of being unsafe. Like sometimes, like when you see drunk people, they are obviously falling all over. I did not really see that. I really did not see that. But I can also understand how people would be frustrated and scared that someone high as a fucking kite would be on the ice thinking about tomatoes and getting in their way and hurting them.
If that's what's scary to them, then I want their life if that's the scariest thing they can think of.
Well, but here's the deal, though. Like hockey, like we're not moving as fast as we think we are, but we are moving. And so, like, when people are just out there being in places they probably shouldn't be, you can get hurt easily. And that's why, like, a lot of times I've always been like, well, listen, if girls want to be equal, why don't they just play with the guys and we just play co-ed puck? But then after talking to a lot of females that play, it's not necessarily the hockey. It's more how much bigger males are than girls, and them being in different places they're not supposed to, or the females being in places that they're not sure about because they're beginners and getting ran over by these far more imposing specimen of males. Yeah. And so I get that. So I also get where, you know, if you're smaller or a beginner and you get ran over by a guy on the magic shroomies, that could scare you. I get that. I completely understand that. But wild. They're wild that someone's out there just going on trips on the ice.
And that's kind of so like the rink is actually investigating it. God, you really do have small ear holes.
Yeah. Hey, listen, the size doesn't matter. It's
Emotion of the ocean. There it is.
And so it's how you use it. But so the referee had made a comment on the post. One of the referees, who's a cool guy, by the way, and someone made a joke about it. And then the ref said, well, the rink has great cameras and they're taking this matter very seriously.
Welcome from the group.
I was just like, whoa, like no one knows if those were even real or fake. And that's when he's like, well, the rink seems to think they were real. And I'm like, well, how would they know? Like, they didn't get to see them because I saw them destroyed right before my very eyes.
It's AI.
I know. Because I destroyed them.
Did you eat them?
With my hands. No. Oh. I'm risk adverse, and my family was with me, so I couldn't do crazy things. But Jillian, when you're not pregnant, don't you think people would pay to watch us do shrooms? Like
there is no world in which I will, at this point in my life, do a drug. But do you know how I want to die is a heroin overdose at 96 years old.
Like, you won't do caffeine? That's a drug. Or alcohol?
No, I'm clean. No, but there's no way I'll eat a shroom, a little mushy. I hate normal ones, so I'm not even putting that thing near this pie hole. Absolutely not.
I don't like eating regular shrooms either, but it would be funny to see to document what it, because listen, I've smoked the devil's lettuce before. Not a lot. Not a lot, but I have partaken. I've done some edibles. I've done some of that, but I've never done cocaine. I've never done any of the other stuff because, like I said, I'm risk adverse.
Right.
Like just talking to people about mushrooms after this, like it seems like it's pretty low impact.
No, I would be the one
most
person that's trembling in the corner, rocking back and forth. Like, this is the kind of thing that happens to me. So like I said, I will go out on my first heroin high at 98 years old, and I will live that dream, and I will say, I'm out. And it will be the best high of the world. But
don't you think people would pay to watch us do it though?
They're gonna pay because I'm gonna turn that little iPad around after this episode is done. I'm gonna say, just gonna ask you a couple questions here.
Would you be like my safe zone if I was like, okay, we're gonna do a podcast?
I'll get you like a little padded room somewhere. We'll go somewhere you can't hurt anybody.
I mean, but think about like all the crazy ideas I have right now. What kind of ideas could I have on shrooms?
What if you went boring?
I'm not a drug. What if I went opposite? Yeah, that would be. But wouldn't that be crazy? Because you're like the Beatles. Obviously, you could tell in their music when they started doing a lot of drugs, right? You could just tell because they got
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And so like. We all live in a yellow submarine, and so like they did that, and they got like whatever, they were inspired. And so I'm not saying I want to do drugs, but if someone's going to pay me to do mushrooms, and I can see if it inspires me to doubt, that would be pretty cool,
Okay, we had to go where it's more legal, so maybe like a trip to Bali or something, and then you can smoke that toad venom.
No, I'm not doing that. Where would drugs be? Where would mushrooms be legal?
I think they're more legal in California because cops don't arrest you.
Where are mushrooms? I'm just Googling it right now.
Legal.
More states may legalize psychedelic.
Colorado's going to be one of the top ones.
Legal use of hallucinogenic mushrooms begins in Oregon. February 16.
It's my mom's birthday.
Oh, nice.
So that's where we're going to go for her party.
To Oregon? Okay.
All right, Paula. We're going to Oregon, smoking some shrooms. I mean, eating them. We're munching shrooms.
No, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know where to get. Like, are they really just like shrooms that are growing? Listen, I'm not really into drugs. Like, don't think I'm, but listen, I'm open. I'm open to the world as long as it isn't very high on the risk meter of hurting me.
Okay.
Or damaging me in any way.
Seems like it would be damaging. It feels like one of those things, like how they told us that cigarettes were good for you in the 40s or whatever.
They've never told me that.
Yes, they did. They didn't text you personally.
But if someone texted me and said magic mushrooms are fine, I would be like, look, they texted
Hold on, I'll be right back.
But no, because you'll tell me they're bad, and I'll be like, oh, I can't do them. But no, someone did say that it would be funny to watch us do at the Oklahoma City draft. It would be funny to watch us do because we're goody two shoes.
That's gonna go on your Patreon.
$25 subscriber. You get to watch me do magic mushrooms.
It's just the one guy in there and you.
He's just hitting, but he gets to feed him to me, so it's cool,
Oh, the guy's with you in the room. I'm picturing this guy's watching the live stream. Okay, he's in the room with you, watching the live stream at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what's left over on this thing?
No, we got. Well, now that we covered drugs, and we didn't even talk about our beer league drama.
Okay, beer league drama. Hey, but when we go off of this, we won't be able to hear you, and I think this thing is. It didn't even tell me how long it is. I think it's only like a minute or so.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be able to hear us. But here's this week's version of beer league drama. If you have a beer league drama, send it to us. We'll make sure that you are not identified. If you just want to write it, I'll speak it and we'll put it in. And I like them. Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Charlie Brown's teacher.
Beer league drama.
My 79-year-old dad came to watch my brother and me play, ages 47 and 51, on our beer league team. It was the first time we had ever played organized hockey together given our age gap. Good old dad showed up to the 11 p.m. Wednesday night puck drop. He was cheering for us and enjoying seeing his adult kids play together. A wife of the goalie on the other team started shouting at him to shut up and you're cheering for the wrong team. He moved to another part of the rink to watch, and she followed him and was getting really rude. Anyhow, She was drunk. Her husband, the goalie for the other team, skated to her bench, apologized, and left the ice to get her away from my dad. Mid-game, he just left the ice to deal with his wife. The league forfeited the game to us, and the guys on the other team all apologized. 6 weeks later, we were playing that same team. The guys told us that the goalie had quit, was getting divorced, and they were using a rental goalie for the rest of the season. I played a few more seasons, and we never saw that goalie again.
Sad. I don't know if I feel more bad for the goalie or the team that lost their goalie.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seems like, I wonder if they were dealing with this kind of stuff repeatedly. Or if
Couldn't have been
just
her first time.
It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been.
I mean, imagine if I did that and Rob's like, we're done. I do it one time.
Well, I mean, there had to be way more underlying issues for this woman to come out and chirp other people or chirp a dad watching.
Yeah, weird move.
Play.
You're watching a game and you choose the single audience member to start something with.
You're like, hey, big guy, who are you rooting for? Fuck you then, bud.
Yeah.
Let's fight. Let's do some shrooms together. So yeah, no, that's definitely a weird flex, and I wish I could know the other side of these beer league drama stories just to kind of see. Like, I wish I could hear Billy Funday's side.
True.
I did not have sexual relations with those girls.
Depends on what your definition of is.
What do you consider sex? And so we were just doing magic mushrooms. But, yeah, I mean, that's a weird flex, and that's a lot of drama. I feel sorry for the team that lost their goalie and had to pay a rental goalie. I feel sad for the guy that got divorced. Hope he still gets to play hockey. And I feel bad for the dad that went to watch his kids and got accosted by a drunk woman in the stands. But I've been accosted by people in the stands while we're playing. Had stuff thrown at us and yada yada yada. And I've also had a dad flip out on the ice and was a complete donkey to us. Got kicked out of the game, yada yada yada.
What?
And
you're
his
saying
son,
yada 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 on the most important parts.
No, he just got kicked off and went off, and we go after the game, and his kid has to come in and apologize for. His kid was watching the game. And I was like, hey, sorry, my dad. Yeah. And so you're just like, oh, okay, but whatever, right? So there's some weird shit that happens in beer league hockey. Weird shit. So,
and that's what I wanted. That's the other thing I'm going to start asking people is I want to know the untold lives of beer league wives. That's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get that next.
But now listen. It's not just wives. There could be beer league husbands. It's 2024. We don't want to get canceled.
Untold Lartners of beer league partners.
Yeah, exactly. Lartners? Did you say Lartners?
Yeah, because I was going to say lives, but then I had to rhyme it with partners.
Is Lartners even a...
It is now.
Oh, there's not even a word. Search instead for Lartners.
What?
How to ride your Lartner? My Lartner keeps telling me I'm getting big during... so people do use the word Lartner. Oh my God! What the fuck? Nicknames for Lartners.
Me again.
Nicknames for Lartners. It doesn't tell me what a Lartner is. That's what the whole thing.
Okay, so Lartner it is.
Whatever. All right, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, so we're probably gonna record next week on a Tuesday, or actually a Wednesday would probably be better, Wednesday night, because I'm gonna get home on Monday. I'm gonna drive to the Canadian border, pick up all our merch on Wednesday morning, and drive back. So next Wednesday night, I'll be back. I won't be in this seductive lighting that you see here. I will have these pods here that hopefully the audio sounds okay. And Jillian, what do you do to have a baby?
10-7, but I'm kind of hoping that he comes on 10-4 so I can name him Roger. Get it?
Yo, I got it. It's kind of like I wanted to name my kid's name Nixon. So it'd be Cooper Nixon.
Oh yeah, that would have been good, but you didn't.
Yeah, no, my wife wasn't having it. Was not having it. My very first girlfriend, our anniversary, like when I was in 9th grade, our anniversary, we started dating on 10-4.
So I'll try to push him out for that day.
Shout out,
for you.
Shout out, Christy.
Do I have to name her? I have to name my kid Christy if it comes out on 10/4.
Or Chris.
Okay, I'll do Chris because that could be unisex.
Yeah, but isn't
What
it?
day is that, a Monday?
Did you say
Okay, so I can't record on that Monday.
Did you say you're having a boy? Did you say you're having a boy?
Yeah, it's a boy because he's going to be a hockey player, remember? So now when I say I'm like 2/3 hockey guy, I'm like 2.5 thirds.
Can we name him Lardy? That's his nickname.
Lardy, but not like lard.
Yeah.
Then he's fat.
No, Lart.
Lart.
T with a
Lart.
T. Lardy.
Paul Lart, hockey cop.
So, is there anything else we need to discuss? Come play hockey with us. Columbus, Lake Placid,
what's our upcoming stuff?
Hershey, Charleston. So we're in Chicago. We have Charlotte on Labor Day, but that's a bash. We have Nashville in a couple weeks. I won't be at that one because I'll be at Disneyland. And then Labor Day, like I said, Charlotte, and then Columbus after that. And then the next weekend is Lake Placid, and the next weekend after that is
Pennsylvania,
Charleston, and the weekend after that is Hershey, Pennsylvania, and then the weekend after that is Minnesota. If we can get teams to register for this dang thing, and then after that we go to Rome for 12 days for BLPA Worldwide, the first one ever.
Go to Minnesota, not Rome.
And we do Lake Tahoe, and then we're off for about a month, and then we do Vegas, and then we're off for about. Lordy. We're off for like 3 weeks, and then we start with
and then Philly. We go to China for Panda Express.
If we do China, it's gonna have to be like next October next October. But I'm also trying to go to Japan. That's one thing I did discuss. Let's just discuss this really quick.
Okay.
I want to know where people want to go because, like I said, we're going to Rome in October. We're going to Scandinavia in March. I got to plan one for like the last half of the year, the BLPA Worldwide, and I'm thinking about going back to Japan. I'm also thinking about Spain and Portugal, but I'm also thinking about the Czech Republic. So
wait, so you want to do mushrooms and see where that takes your brain? Because there's a lot going on. Right?
That's what I'm saying. That's wild, right? Like, think if this is just my brain not on shrooms.
Yeah.
What would shrooms do? You know what I'm saying?
I wish I could tell you.
Well, you're gonna find out with me. JK family,
JK mom, JK
when she's 96.
Yeah, no, that's heroin.
I don't do I do drug every day to survive. It's called
caffeine.
Insulin and caffeine. So I guess I do 2 drugs every day. Probably a couple more because I have other stuff I have to take as I travel through my life journey with diabetes. But
wait, you have diabetes?
Yeah. Type 1 since I was 17 years old.
Really? How did you find that out? Actually, I can discuss this later. I'm just curious.
No, I'll tell you how I found out. Everyone in my family is diabetic. My grandmother lost both her legs and passed away. Complication of diabetes. My mom had both of her legs amputated, and she passed away. Complication of diabetes. Thanks for bringing that up. And then I've just been diabetic. And so when I guess I was actually 18 because I was in high school or college playing baseball. And so I got really sick one day. I was so sick, infection started coming out of my ears and
that's
bubbling up. It was really weird. And I just started probably 6 months after that. I just started peeing myself, not my actual self. I had to pee so much.
Oh, okay.
One night my parents went to a cruise, and one night while they were away, I woke up 8 times to pee, and then one time I peed the bed. And I was like, something's wrong. I got to go to the doctor. I got to figure it out. And they're like, oh, you just have a prostate infection. So I got my prostate checked 3 or 4 times.
Hey, and you only had to go back once, but you're like, hey.
Great. Yeah. I was like, let's check. I think it's an infection. Oh, I feel that infection just bubbling up down my plums.
Are you sure it's not my prostate?
And then I said, listen, everyone in my family is diabetic. So let's just check it. And they checked it. And they're like, oh, wow, your blood sugar is extremely high. So they said, okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to check your blood sugar. Then you're going to go eat, and you're going to come back in 2 hours. And we're going to see where it is. I did that, and they're like, you're diabetic.
You're like, oh, that was
so
bad.
What happened is they said, since all my family got it later in life, they said, you were obviously predisposed to it. And when you got sick, it probably just made your pancreas say, hey, I'm going to be a scumbag and stop producing insulin. And so scumbag pancreases.
Wait, that stinks because I just had my gestational diabetes test and I was really scared about the potential of having diabetes for 2 months. So That's
Yeah.
tough.
Well, try 30 years. Well, 25 years. Try it. Just try it.
10
Just
years.
fucking try it.
Don't tell me.
But anyway.
Okay,
so,
cool. Well, now that we talked about diabetes and mushrooms in the same time.
Let's risk adverse.
Yeah, I'm risk averse.
All right. Anything else that you would like to add before we get out of here?
Send tips to Jillian Coconut on Venmo. I'll set up a GoFundMe. I need bark air, please.
No, see, listen, don't go fund Venmo me the tips. I'll make sure she gets her fair share.
Okay.
And no, listen, Jillian doesn't need to fly with a dog, all right? Because guess what? That dog has a full fucking body of hair. Look at my head. All right?
Maybe I'll fly her to you and you can take some of her hair. She's blonde.
I need that I don't want blonde hair. I want brown hair like this. And I want luscious locks that just kind of cascade down.
You need some lechuga.
If we get it, I'll grow it out and I'll perm it. In the back, I'll look good as fuck.
Rob is growing a mullet right now so that when the baby's born, he can be in pictures like delivering the baby like with a mullet.
Are you allowing him to do such?
I have tried to get him to do this for like 2 years.
Oh, you're in on it.
I'm a support of long hair. It's like a weird thing where I like longer hair. Like I think it's.
He should also grow a mustache. He should also grow a mustache.
Yeah, he's not proud of his whiskers. I also like whiskers.
In November, we'll have to grow mustaches. You too.
So then I won't pluck mine. Oh, baby, it'll come in. Trust.
Yeah, we'll go. We'll go that route for. We'll look like cops.
Good.
Which is cool. For a month, we'll look like cops. So, all right.
Okay, get me out of here. I keep talking.
Be good or be good at it.